Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a couple cool little things you can do to break up your beat making routine a little bit, I guess. Just things I use. First one would be, don't be scared to use notes that aren't, typical, uh, a typical like time signature, I guess, like 4 notes or 8 notes, stuff like that. Like here, for example, it's using 5 notes per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially, what I did, just played like 5 notes that kind of sounded cool to me, all in equal lengths, something like that. You know what I mean? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Since they're equal length, you can take, at least in FL Studio, these little arrows and just, and so it's like, and then it's in time. I don't know. On to the next thing. I'm sure you've already heard of this by now. It's not very unknown. Samplet.io just gives you a bunch of random stuff from YouTube. You can filter it, genre style, everything. It's pretty neat. Little thing that I did find useful though. If you go into the settings, you can start next track random time, so it's not all just from the. I find that to be a little better. And look, isn't that fun? Can you just hear the inspiration already? And once you have your sample, there's plenty of options you can use. You can use Fruity Slicer or SliceX or other third-party plugins. Personally, I use Serato Sample. You can separate the stems in the plugin itself, which is cool. Finds you the key, the BPM, and then you can just get to chopping, I did 3 separate patterns there, but cool stuff. Another way you could sample is you sample it yourself. Of course, this isn't everything, but just from beats that I either didn't really finish or didn't really know what to do with, and I just export the melodies, because then you can either use them in other beats, or you can plop them into, let's say, Serum, and use them as a wave shape. So I have this one right here, right? You drag it, and you can do either sample, granular, or spectral. Just different ways of processing it. Sample is just works as a sampler essentially, or you could do granular, which is I don't know exactly how it works. It just takes like little bits of it and just like kind of stretches them out and then pans them around, and it sounds just real wonky, funky, man. I don't even know. Just randomize it. Kind of a bullshit example, but you get some pretty cool stuff out of it. And then the spectral one, I like using the manual one, because then you can find a position yourself that sounds really cool. I suggest using the tuner, and then you can tune it accordingly using the semitone and the sense picture thing. Speaking of, make your own sounds. I think it's a great way to stand out. Have your own identity, I suppose. It's really not. You can use Serum. What I did is I think if Splice still has it, there's a rent to own thing where you pay. It's like you pay monthly payments for a year, and then you end up owning it. You get like the key for it. That's pretty cool. You have to spend like, what is it, 200, 300 euro? I'm not even sure. Right off bat, it's can be a little daunting, can be a little much. You can use Vital. It's honestly has all the same stuff. 3 oscillators, noise, filters, effects, LFOs, pretty much everything you need. Just click around, man. With this sound, for example, it sounds cool, but it's just one little, like the default wave shape you get when you load it up. And I think just like effects. Of course, it'll change in an envelope so it sounds a little short and a little plucky, you know. Yeah, and then you can save them and you can make your own little thing and then find it a little easier than having to go through like 300 presets on like factory presets on a whole different VST. You kind of know what you're getting when you have your own. It's fun. I suggest you get into it. So speaking of the sample I showed you earlier, so then I pitched it up 7 semitones, so like 7 notes on a piano, going up, right? 178 BPM instead of 120, and then it's a little quicker, it's not as much of a snoozer. And then I never really finished this, but you can use this honestly. This is kind of usable. I think I did these in like literally like 5 minutes, like the drums, just so I could have a little example. And then if you have a melody, don't be scared to save the MIDI for it. So then you can just plop it in and you can just use it. You have, in case you want to make some sounds or get a little inspiration going or just anything at all, it's really, really helpful. So what I wanted to show you is don't be scared to click around. I updated to one of the newer FL versions recently, and I found out there's a humanize tool, which is pretty. It's like randomize, like this one, but kind of better, I suppose, because I think it also shifts some of the notes around. I'm not quite sure what it does, but I like to use it every now and again. Adds random jitter and offsets node start times, lengths, and velocities. Yeah, and then you can just regenerate it. You can change some of the stuff around. I don't fucking know, man. I'm no engineer. I don't know what this shit does. But also the sprinkler tool, I think is pretty good. Yeah. You could definitely put a little delay on that, fuck around with it a little bit. Could definitely make something cool. So specifically for 808s, if you have like something like this, so it doesn't have that punch to it, you can do a little pitch envelope. So dim out and just a decay, and then you can play around with tension too. It has like a little, like that's how kicks are made essentially, just like a tone that goes from really high to really low, just quick. Nice little switch up from the 808 I have before. Sounds a little, just a little teeny tiny bit different. You don't really need a lot of sounds. I only have 3 serum patches here. Kind of the main synth. Just a little stab every every 2 bars, and then a little, right, and then I don't add more sounds. What I did is I just selected all of it, Control Alt C, where it gives you a little, a WAV file, and then I just pitched it up an octave, pitch it down an octave, put some gross beat on it or something, just a little variation, and then also you can do a different 808 as well, just to signify that something's changing going on. Also different hi-hat pattern, not as sporadic as the first one. One more thing, second to last thing. I have just a regular old chord progression here. Don't forget, if you go to any plugin, any VST in FL, there's this little arpeggiator section here. It's pretty neat. What I did is I did this up-down sticky one. Not sure what the difference is. Kept it at the same time, everything, changed the range, I think, and it sounds kind of crazy. You can't even, like, what is the, right? But you can fix everything with effects. A little OTT, a little gross beat. Deep Blue Glitch, free by the way. Also cool plugin. Feel free to get that. And it just turns into a whole completely different sound. Again, to think of, don't be scared to click around. If something sounds like, wait, let me show you, like without the delay, I think it sounds really strange. It's like, what is going on? You know, I was like, there's kind of a little too much space in the middle because I put a little 2B gate on here. So you know, cuts out. So I was like, let me put a delay back on there, you know, to fill out the space. And it sounds coherent again. So, you know, don't be, if you feel like you fucked something up, just keep going. You can probably fix it. The last thing I would suggest, make other stuff. I like to make more ambient, like video game kind of soundtrack stuff as well. Maybe a little EDM, maybe a little, you know, play an instrument or something. You know, that can be a great source of inspiration as well. Also, not a lot going on here. Just sounds a little. Just a cool little, sorry for the crackle. CPU can't handle all of that, I suppose. Just branch out, try different things, and then you can get back to your main genre or main style with, you know, fresh pair of eyes. So thank you for watching. Hope you got something interesting from this video, or you know, anything at all really. So see you guys in the next one.